All right, we're live. What's up, man? How are you?
Man, just another day, another dollar. Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully, it's been a busy
Hopefully.
day. You been busy?
Dude, holiday season's always busy, you know? Say
Yeah.
it's a hectic time of year.
Yeah,
Holidays,
true that.
birthdays, like everyone out shopping, flying anywhere costs like $1 million.
Oh, I know it's crazy. It's crazy. We'll actually have to chat after the pod about our future endeavor coming up at the very end of the month that you and I chatted about over text about
Ooh,
a couple weeks
ooh,
ago. So
okay, okay.
we'll chat about that. Maybe we'll let the fans see us at a game. Who knows? You know.
Mom, if you're
Um,
watching this,
yeah. If mom was watching this, can you get us a ticket? Because we're not making a lot of money.
yeah, that would be nice. We don't have any ads. We have no sponsors,
Yeah,
so
like Christmas present. Can you give me a ticket, please?
yeah,
Um,
please.
all right. Well, little quick one today. Just kind of something. I mean, we have one thing we've done, two things we've done the same in this one, but we have a new little segment, so we're just gonna get it going here. First, we're gonna start off with buy or sell. You know, you guys, we've done this before. I kind of have my buy or sells are kind of. I wouldn't consider them overreactions, but like they're kind of like downplayed overreactions in my eyes.
Okay,
Um,
well let's hear it. Let's give us your first one then. If you I
kind
mean
of
you
hot
hyped it
take.
up, give us your
I
first one
did.
then.
All right.
What an intro to yourself.
First, buy or sell. Warriors will finish the season with the best overall defense, but they won't make the playoffs. It's a twofer. They're ranked second in total defense right now.
So you're asking. So the twofer is first part of that is they're going to have first team defense. So they're going to be first defense,
Mm-hmm.
and the second part of that is they will have that and then also not make the playoffs.
Correct.
I agree with them not making the playoffs. I don't think they'll finish with a top defense though.
Okay. I think.
I just don't see it
I
happening. I just don't.
yeah.
It's hard to say because it's not a small sample size. It's a quarter of the season, but I just don't see
True.
them ending the season as top defense. Which is tough
Top
to say. You got
defense.
Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green. Like there is some dogs on that defense.
Yeah.
I just don't know, man. I don't trust the age of that team to last all the way through 82 games.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Honestly, I just thought I saw some they were ranked second in total defense. So I just threw it out there. You know, just kind of a maybe they finish. I don't. I honestly think that they will not make playoffs. That's just my opinion. But
I don't think they will either. I think as of today, they have an under 500 record, I believe. So,
yeah, yep.
all right. Well, my first buy sell is also team related there. The Thunder are going to break the record for wins.
I don't buy that.
You don't buy that?
No, I told you it was my overreaction last week. Remember that? My overreaction. They're
Yeah,
not
but
in the
even
Heat.
now, dude, they're like 24-2 right now. Sure, they
Yeah,
lost to the Spurs.
they
Shout out
lost to the
Wemby,
Spurs.
but
Will Wemby off the bench?
yeah, true, Wemby off the bench, dude. Secret greatest six man of all time if they kept doing that, which they shouldn't. But
No, they shouldn't. But I think they're gonna. I think they'll lose like 7 games, and it'll be coming close to the end, and it's like it's either like hey, do they rest their star players come playoffs, or do they beat this record? And I
they
think
want
they're
the
gonna rest.
record. They want the record. SJ's already said he wants the record. Give him the record.
That's fair. I don't think they're going to.
Can you imagine that type of run? I mean, like, think of it selfishly from SGA's perspective, even as a team. But him go on a run where you're leading the league in scoring, MVP, Finals MVP, championship. Follow that up with the greatest regular season of all time, and then maybe a repeat, and then another Finals MVP. You know what I mean? Like, why? Selfishly, that just adds so much to your legacy. Like that 2 year period adds so much to one's legacy. It's a Hall of Fame 2 year period. You know what I mean?
It really is. Yeah, it really is. And then he starts climbing that he starts climbing that conversation. I wouldn't say best point guard ever, but he starts to like insert himself into this like top 5 point guard of all time. At that point, you have to.
He starts becoming in that conversation of best guards of all time. When you got two, I mean, just like Jokic did in a short period of time, he put together a championship and 3 MVPs. Like that 3 year stretch alone is enough to be a Hall of Fame player, let alone one of the greatest centers ever. So SGA could, I mean, it's still very premature, but selfishly, yeah, like he wants to go in that record. And the Thunder pretty much run through SGA, and so if he wants the record, they're going to compete for the record.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to be that one fan that says that they don't do it.
I buy it. You sell it, I buy it.
Yeah. All right. Buy or sell. Jay Huff is a better center long term for the Pacers than Miles Turner.
Bye. I love Jay Huff. I love Jay Huff in the offseason. I was really hoping the Lakers were going to pick him up. He's not a great rebounding center, and he's not the best three-pointer either, but he will play great defense. He averages close to 2 blocks a game, and he shoots okay from three. He's basically Miles Turner on a huge discount. Yeah. And Miles Turner's not playing great in Milwaukee, so.
No, I threw that in there because you're a big Jay Huff fan, so I threw that in there. I buy that as well. I buy that Jay Huff's better long-term center than Miles Turner for the Pacers.
You know I love Jay Huff. I talked about him on this podcast at one point. So
yeah, I love
some of these like small name guys we talked about that are like really making some noise in the league.
I know. It's actually really cool to see.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. All right, so buy sell. Rich Paul saying the Lakers are not true contenders.
I don't buy that. I think they are real contenders.
I agree. Rich Paul doesn't think so.
I think they're real contenders. Just the sole fact that I feel like LeBron's shown signs of like definitely 40s, right? Like he's not.
He's 41. He's 41.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah.
But then you like see that dunk he had last, like, what was it, 3 nights ago? He just like posterized somebody at 41 years old. Yeah. I was like, when I'm 41, I'm going to be fucking eating blizzards the rest of my life. Like, I'm going to be fat on the couch. Like, I ain't going to be dunking on somebody. So
no, not 41. It's insane what he's doing. So yeah. Keep going.
I think they're contenders just because you have that sole fact of like Luka can pop off for 50, Reeves can pop off for 50, and LeBron James could easily pop off for 50 if he really wanted to. And then you have the additions of like Rui, who he's very hit or miss. He's very streaky. Rui is, but if he gets hot too, like, and those guys all get hot at the same time in the playoffs, like. And then they actually have the defense. They have DeAndre. They have DeAndre Ayton down there. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't call him a defender though. I still think
no, but he could body up like Hartenstein. Like he could at least get Hartenstein like at least like somewhat of like versus what they had last year, right? With against the Wolves.
True.
When Rudy was averaging 20 and 20, you know what I mean, or whatever he was averaging. That was not real, but like he was averaging a fuck ton of assists and a fuck ton of points. And we hate Rudy Gobert on this podcast, but he was bodying the Lakers.
So. He was. Yeah, no, it's a tough one for me because I buy they're true contenders, but I do think that they are one legitimate center, defensive center, like a lob guy, Derek Lively, who's out for the season, but like Daniel Gafford even in Dallas, you know, someone who just runs the rim and plays defense. I think they're that one piece away from being like truly in that contention conversation. But I'm a LeBron guy. I'm a Laker guy. I think they're real contenders. I think you nailed it on the head, too. Reeves can go off for 50 any night. LeBron, my theory is LeBron could still be the best player on any given team if he wanted to. He's 41 years old, and it's hard to adjust, not even just coming back at 41 after an injury, but to also change from being the option to being like the third option. Yeah. You know, like you're not having plays drawn up for you necessarily anymore. You're playing off ball a little bit, especially with Luka and the rise of Reeves. So LeBron's essentially learning how to play as a second or third option for the first time in his career. There's going to be some rust to shake off. You know what I mean?
I just saw a clip before he hopped on Instagram about like JJ talking about who takes the technical free throw or whatever. And then and all their heads are like, it's Luka. And like LeBron's like, well, it can be either I or Luka. He's like, I've taken him my entire career. He missed, but then he hit the 2 other ones to win the game. But it's like he has to now shift that focus to like, this is still his like team, but it's shifting towards Luka's team. And he's got to take that spot on like the passenger seat or the back seat. Just let Luka just take this team.
And they just got to figure it out a little bit, you know, and say, I really think, and we talked about it before too, if LeBron can really embrace like a Draymond Green type of role, like an elite, I mean, Draymond Green times 10 kind of role.
Yeah.
That's going to be a very scary team. But again, it's going to be hard for LeBron to adjust to that. He's been the number one option in the entire league for 20 years. And so to adjust to being anything other than that, it's going to take some time.
100%. Yeah. So I don't buy that.
Fair enough. I don't either. I sell it. So
last one, buy or sell. The NBA is in need of an expansion team.
Buy. They need an expansion team. You know, I think there's so much talent in the league. There's guys that are, I mean, and we see it this year. There's guys like Jay Huff, Ryan Rollins, who are buried in the bench for years, and then they come out and play legitimate, good basketball on okay teams, or, you know, whatever. I guess Pacers aren't okay, but regardless, they're playing roles on teams. Yeah. There should be an expansion. There's so much talent. There is so much talent that we could have another team and be competitive, I believe.
100%. 100%. I agree with you about that as well.
Cool. Easy one there. Buy, sell, my last one. Pistons are actually the second best team in the league. The record says so.
Yeah, the record says so. I'm trying to think, like, big picture wise, like overall team. Like, I'll probably buy that, honestly.
So the Pistons are better than the Lakers. They're better than the Rockets. They're better than the Nuggets. They're better than the Spurs.
Yeah, I think I'm going to buy that. I don't think. I think whoever comes out of the West is going to win the championship, honestly, because of how much firepower they have in the West.
I agree.
But I think Detroit overall, with like the bodies they have and the young talent they have, are better than the Rockets, the Lakers.
So in your argument, then you're basically saying the only team they can't beat in the West is the Thunder. So if the Thunder, theoretically, Thunder aren't in the finals, Pistons win?
If Thunder aren't in the finals,
it's any other team. Lakers, Nuggets, Spurs, Rockets, any other team.
I think they could win a 1-game series. But
a 7-game playoff series.
No, I don't think so. I think on paper they're the second best overall team, like on paper and who they have. But they're such a young team. They get to that championship. You know, we've seen this all the time with young teams. The Celtics versus the Warriors in 2022. Like, the Celtics were an overall better team than the Warriors that season.
Yeah.
But the Warriors were a more like talent, like not once say talented, but just like better team when it came to like 7-game series where they've been there, done that. So I think
the Pistons strategy a lot more goes into that.
Yeah, and I think the Pistons, if they're healthy throughout the entire season, they're going to walk through the East, I think, to the championship. Honestly, in my opinion.
I think so too. I don't see how they can really compete with them in the East. But this is a tough one. We talked about it on the podcast before. I still believe it. Like, top to bottom, the East is more competitive than the West. But I would argue maybe the best 5 or 6 teams in the West are better than any team in the East.
Yeah. I would agree with star power wise. Yeah, I just think I like that young talent in Detroit. I'm going to give them their flowers a little bit.
I give them their flowers too, and I think they're really going to be something special if they stay together. I just don't think this is their year. I think it's just that we're seeing the budding of something that could be incredible there. I just don't think it's this year. They're just too young, too inexperienced. You know what I mean?
It's like their fall. Like, it's like that same thing out in the East when I don't know who to compare them to, but like with the Warriors dynasty, like there was so many good teams.
You know, or even the Thunder, like all these teams. I mean, the Thunder, even like with KD, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook. It's these young teams that are just really young, talented. They know how to win one game, like you're saying. But playoff basketball is different. And so when you're talking about, is this the second best team in the league? You got to also consider in a 7-game series, is this the team I'm going to take? You know what I mean?
I even like listening again. I'm going off track here, but even talking, like I saw another podcast with JJ Redick in it, and he actually has some good like basketball knowledge. When it comes to
JJ, he's one of the greatest basketball minds of all time.
And he's like saying like he's like a 7-game series is a lot. It's like you're playing one game in a 7-game series is like 2 back-to-backs. Because like he's like I have to guard Mono, and then Mono's off the court, so I'm guarding somebody else. But then Mono comes back in, and I have to do this. I have a different game plan for each person. But like a 1-game series, like I guard Mono, and then it's like somebody else, Mono, somebody else. Like it's like you know what I mean. So you have a break. But a 7-game series, like again, like covering Curry when he's like off-ball movement, like you have 7 games of off-ball movement you have to consistently game plan for, and like you're gonna be gassed.
Not only gassed, but you have to also plan to have like your best matchups at all times. And so, like you're saying, in the regular season, you can afford to have some breaks where maybe your best defender isn't guarding Manu, right? In that scenario. And you can afford to do that. It's 1 game, 82 games, whatever. But in a playoff series, you got to make sure your best defender for Manu, your best matchup there, is happening every minute he's on the floor for the most part. Like it's just become, and that's 7 games. That's only with 2 days rested between, over and over with so much film. They're focusing just on you. There's not a single other team or game that matters. You know, it's very different. It's very different.
And it's very different.
Preparation is different. Some guys have it, some guys don't.
And then you get like a guy like Buddy Hield last season who got hot for a 3-game stretch. And like, how do you game plan for that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody can get hot 1 game of the season and like, all right, dude, like Ryan Rollins put up 50 on us. Okay. Like, do you think he's going to do that again? I mean, he has proven he can score a lot of points this season, but like probably in their eyes are like, he's not going to score that much again. But like,
that's what you have to do, though. You have to
yeah,
really single out a guy and be like, "Okay, let's hope that this guy doesn't go off tonight.
exactly.
Like, if we can stop this guy, let's just hope and pray that he doesn't go off tonight."
Like,
And that's as a team. You hope you have a Buddy Hield that any given night he might hit all 12 of his threes. You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's hard. 7-game series are so like. I mean, bring it all back. We kind of went on a tangent all these, but I like it. To bring it all back, I think Detroit is the second overall best team, but I don't think they win a 7-game series against somebody in the finals coming from the West.
Yeah, see, so I sell for that exact reason. I sell as the second best team in the league.
That's fair. Good chat. If you guys think we're way off on any of those takes, let us know. But I think that was some good buy or sell segment. That was some good content. So,
absolutely.
On to our next two. We're going to do best shooters and best passers. Brad and I are kind of dumb when it comes to things. Sometimes we're on the same wavelength. Sometimes we're not. So we
share a brain cell, but sometimes it doesn't talk to itself. If that makes any sense.
Exactly. So I stuck to just West players. He kind of has it here and there. So if we do have some crossover, Brad knows ball. He'll pull somebody just from that knowledge. So I'll start off. Best shooters of the West right now. I have my number one as Kevin Durant. Over the last week of play, his field goal percentage over the last week has been 50% from the field, pretty much 50% from the 3-point line. I didn't count any free throws because I didn't. But his volume, he's still scoring a lot of points. His volume's a lot lower. He's not like that go-to guy, but he's still shooting 50-50 from the field and 3-point. Like that's hard to do, especially in the West.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Yeah. No, Kevin Durant's always been a fantastically efficient shooter. Always.
Yep.
One of my top shooters this week, I got Kevin Porter Jr. I talked about it last week for a different reason, but he's shooting over 5 threes a game and making 60% of them. Like, he's just on fire right now to start the season. Now, he's played a smaller amount of games than everybody else, and so sure, anyone can get hot for 6 or 7 games, but he's on a tear, dude. 60% from 3 on 5 attempts a game. That's 3 out of 5 every single game, basically, for almost 10 games. Yeah,
I actually saw him before I decided to do only West players. I actually pulled up his stats, and I was gonna throw him in here, but then I didn't because I stuck to the West. But he's been playing really well.
Absolutely.
My second guy on here, actually I have him as number 2. He's kind of a dark horse, but I have Cam Spencer for the Grizzlies. Oh, you're lying.
No, it's not. Is it fine? Do I need to turn on the lights? What do we think?
I think you're okay. You're fine.
All right, we'll do it without the lights.
Yeah.
After hours, baby.
After hours. So again, I have Cam Spencer from the Grizzlies. That's my number 2.
See, I actually, since I was doing both, I was going to have him on my list. I didn't include him, but he's been also on a tear shooting-wise.
Dude, over the last week of play, his field goal percentage is 71%. He's shooting 64% from the 3-point. He's averaging 4 made threes a game right now, and then there's one game where he shot 6 for 6. Like, he's playing really well for that team, for the Grizzlies right now, who traded Desmond Bane, and he's kind of filling that role of that 3-point shooter for them right now. So
yeah, he's doing great, dude. That's a great pick. Great pick.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, the Bucks aren't very good, but they have 2 really good shooters. The second one I've got here is also a Bucks player, AJ Green.
Yes. Yeah, he's playing really well too.
AJ Green on the season is shooting almost 50% from 3 on 7 attempts a game.
That's crazy, actually.
That's crazy. That's a huge amount of it. He's one of those guys. That's all he's gonna do.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, he's not going to drive into a layup. He's not going to play make. He's not going to have plays drawn out for him to handle the ball. He's going to post up, whatever spot he needs to be at, ready to shoot. And they can't stop him. He's like, they know exactly what he's going to do and where he's going to be 50%.
Yeah.
They can't stop him.
And the Bucks are surprisingly not a bad team right now, honestly.
They're middling. Without Giannis, they're surprisingly competitive, but I wouldn't say they're good.
Yeah, I mean they're not. I mean, I definitely didn't think they'd be great this season, but they're definitely they're playing decent.
All right.
My last on the list, and we've kind of already talked about him earlier in the pod, but I got to give him his flowers. He's playing well this season. Is Shea?
Great pick.
His field goal percentage is 68%. He's also hitting 60% from the 3-point line, 68% from the 3-point line. And I didn't count any of his free throws. Again, we all call him the free throw merchant, but that's just his pure shooting percentage right now. He's playing amazing right now. So
he's playing amazing ball. I was actually looking at his stats last night, and I think if I remember it correctly, for the season, field goal percentage over 60%, or around 60%, 3-point at like 45, and then near 90% for free throw. And so we can call him a free throw merchant, but even if you take his free throws out of there to shoot almost 60 and 45 from the field and 3 as a guard.
Yeah.
As a top scoring option guard, like that's incredibly efficient. That's a great pick.
And even the account, we've already talked about this, OKC runs their offense through him, and he's not moving off the ball like Curry was when that offense was straight through the Curry. He's coming up with the ball every single time. 90% of the time he's coming up with the ball, whatever. And he's just still shooting the lights out. It's crazy. He's definitely, I hate to say it, but he is playing really, really well this season, where he's putting his name again in for MVP conversations again.
He is. He's changed my mind about him this year. So I think the free throw merchant side, aside, he's still, it's the efficiency numbers. It's very much, it reminds me a lot of Kevin Durant when he really kind of figured out scoring. He just really learned how to get to exactly where he wants to get to on the floor. He knows where his spots are, where he wants to shoot from, and he's really good at getting there. And SGA is also incredible at doing that. And so he's changed my mind about him this year. I've said he's overrated for a long time. I've really changed my tune on him. This year, I think he's really proven to me, it gained a fan a little bit. I think he's really proved to me that he's a hooper, an ethical hooper, not just a free throw merchant.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. Yeah.
My last best shooter here, I've talked about him before as well. Also a Porter Jr., but Michael Porter Jr. in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Great shooter. He's doesn't have the best 3-point percentage on the season, somewhere around 41%. But he's also shooting almost 10 threes a game. And kind of the same thing with AJ Green. He's the only guy on that team that's going to score. The only guy. And so if you can't stop him, if he's going to score 4 out of 10 threes on you every game, and he's the only guy that's shooting, it's pretty impressive shooting.
No, I agree with you completely. Yeah, he's having a really good season this season. So we've talked about him quite a bit. I mean, I won't say quite a bit, but we've talked about him decently on this podcast. I think he's flourishing in Brooklyn. So hopefully they continue to build around him.
Yeah, someone's going to come and swoop him up, though. They're going to get rid of him for somebody, but
yeah.
All right, so now we got best passers, or 3 best passers. Yeah, so this is where Brad Knows Ball is going to pull a couple out of his ass and make sure we stay all in the East here. So my first one, though, I will go is in the East, actually. A guy I've talked about before on the pod, I think last week, Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing outstanding, man.
Jalen Johnson is such a hooper, man. I don't know why the lights just came back on.
Because Brad knows ball, the light bulb comes on.
Brad knows. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
The light bulb came on.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, so Jalen Johnson, dude, he's been, like I said, on last week, he's been a player that I've been a fan of for a long time. He's really got a great game all the way around. And this year, especially without Trae Young, he's flourishing. He's 6th in the league in assists for the season, averaging 8 a game as a power forward. I mean, he's damn near a triple-double for, averaging for the season. So,
yeah, give
him his flowers. I think he's one of the best passers in the East right now.
That's fair. My number one, I don't need any explanation for this. It's Joker.
Yeah.
He's averaging, his assist to turnover ratio is 11-3 right now. He's averaging, I think his last 3 games he's had over 10 assists, and he's been a big man doing that. We've seen it his entire career, but I think he's hands down probably the best passer in the league, honestly.
Oh, by far. By far. I mean, he just the creativity, the size. I mean, it's every team wants Jokic. You know what I mean? Or even a baby Jokic, a lesser version, just someone at that size that can pass like him. Great passer.
Yep.
So second in the East, I've got Davion Mitchell in Miami.
Good pick.
Underrated passer, man. And I did not know him as a playmaker. I've always known him as a pesky defensive guard, going to get you a couple steals, maybe a couple 3 balls on the other side once in a while. Really been a great playmaker in Miami. Eric Spoelstra's offense is really fun to watch. No screen, just free flow, one-on-one, fast pace. And he's thriving in that. I think he's somewhere, I don't know exactly where, but he's top 10 in assists per game right now.
Yeah, he's playing well. I actually was going to put him on my list too, just as an honorable mention kind of guy in there. So,
yeah. Shout out him.
My second guy, same team as Joker, Jamal Murray, man. They've all been playing great ball over there in Denver. Right now, his assist turnover ratio is 8-2.
Mm-hmm.
He had a season high at 12 assists one game, and he's averaging 7 assists a game at the moment.
That's great.
So he's playing great. Denver's playing great. I think they're finally putting all the pieces together to make a run. against everyone's focused on OKC, right? But I think if they all stay healthy, I think they can make a run at the finals. So
yeah, good pick. For my last one here, I'm going to go Cade Cunningham from Detroit. Obviously, he does have more turnovers than I'd care for in a passer, but of course he's the main guy and about the only guy really handling the ball, and so it would make sense that he's going to have some more turnovers, just like Luka does.
Yep.
But he's the reason why Detroit's offense goes. He's really great seeing the floor. Another big guy, kind of like Jokic, not his size, but he's a 6'8", 6'9". The point guard position, his athleticism. Great passer, underrated.
Yeah.
He's also, I think, third in assists right now.
Yeah, even like last season, I think he was averaging a double with assists in the season last season. So he's a good passer. I'm glad to see it all finally come together for him and that Detroit team, like I talked about earlier.
Absolutely, I'm with you there.
My last guy I'm gonna give him his flowers is Amen Thompson over in Houston. He's averaging his assist to turnover ratio is 7 to 5 or 7. I'm gonna give him 8. I'm round up 8 to 2 assist turnover ratio. 3 out of his last 5 games, he's averaging over 7 assists a game. He's playing really well over there. I think he is kind of taking that primary ball handler, him and Reed Shepherd. But he's playing well. I mean, I think his offensive numbers are looking good. His defense, and he's playing great defense like he did last season. I'm happy that they put pretty much their trust in that franchise into him versus Jalen Green, because I think it's a good move for them, and I think he's going to be a better overall player. So yeah, give him his flowers on that.
Yeah, I think it's a great pick. We're really seeing what they envision in Houston in the offseason as far as him playing that guard position, which obviously he's not having to play on his own now with the help of Reed Shepherd especially. But I love it. I love to see him in that playmaking role.
Yeah, me too. Good picks. All right, that leads us to our second to last little segment here. We got overreactions. I got a special overreaction here just to boil Brad's skin. So we'll leave that
every week. You find one.
All right, I'll roll it off with the first one. My first overreaction is Portland Trailblazers will sneak into the playoff or the playing games and replace the Warriors.
I don't think I like that take.
No?
I don't think so. I don't hate it, but I don't think I like it. I just don't have enough faith in Portland yet.
That's fair.
Are we becoming a Trailblazers podcast now? Are we switching from the Pelicans to the Blazers?
I mean, I had Portland in the playing game, so
that's true. You also had the Pelicans as a lock.
No, I did not in the play-in game. I had them in the play-in.
All right.
I had the Warriors as a lock.
Yeah. Ooh, that's an air ball.
Yeah, that's an air ball. Yeah.
All right. Well, my first overreaction: Jason Tatum is overrated.
I don't like Jason Tatum at all, man.
Dude, Celtics are good without him. They're good without him. 15-10, third in the East without him. And Jaylen Brown hasn't played every game. They've had a couple injuries. They have no big man.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP and not Jason Tatum.
Yep.
That's what
I agree with you completely.
Overrated.
I agree with you, honestly. I agree with you on that one.
And I'll add on to that, actually. Let me add on to that. The Celtics should trade Jason Tatum.
Oof, that's a little bit of an overreaction there.
Why not?
Why
not? They're better without him so far. They're good without him. There's going to be some team that's willing to do a whole bunch of money at him, and he might not come back the same after an Achilles tear.
True. I mean, we saw Klay Thompson.
And sometimes players come back, but sometimes they don't. You know what I mean?
Klay,
so that's why not sell high?
But Klay came back after his Achilles tear, and he was not the same defensive player.
True. KD came back from Achilles tear and was arguably better after his Achilles tear offensively.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but I mean,
it could happen either way, but it's a risk, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. Good point.
Right.
My second overreaction: the Spurs are better than the Thunder.
I mean, that is an overreaction for sure. But I think the Spurs are a good team. I love you giving them the flowers there, but they're not better than the Thunder.
They beat them. They beat them.
They did beat them. That is true. In an NBA Cup game. They did count towards the record, so that is true. They did win. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fair.
All right.
Yeah.
My second overreaction, there's a theme to all my overreactions. Donovan Mitchell is overrated.
He is overrated. I've said this since he was played for the Utah Jazz. He can't be that guy that helps them win a championship. He can't.
He can't be the guy. He can be the second guy, maybe, but he
Sure.
can't be the guy.
He can't.
To me, he gives me glorified Bradley Beal vibes in his peak. You know, like you're just with more success. But Washington was successful at one point with John Wall and Bradley Beal, just like Cleveland is with Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. You know, and so there was a little bit there, but high scoring. You know, like really good offensive engine, but just kind of too small and not defensive enough to play that 2-guard position.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. Yeah, I hated when early in his career he was pulling Dwayne Wade comparison.
Disrespectful to Dwayne. Disrespectful.
Disrespect. Yeah, dude, I hated it. I'm a big Dwayne Wade fan.
Dwayne Wade is disrespected all time. Side note here, put some respect on Dwayne Wade's name. Put some respect on Dwayne Wade. Won a title without LeBron. All right. He won his own. So shout out Dwayne Wade.
Respect. Yes, I'm a big Dwayne Wade fan. All right, my last one. This is for Brad. Lakers look good, but will be a first round exit in the playoffs.
Disgusting, dude. Disgusting. You just said you thought they were contenders like 15 minutes ago.
Two things could happen. They could contend or be a first round exit.
Well, so which one do you think it is? Because right now you said both. And so you can't, later on, when one of those two happen, you can't be like, see, I was right. I'm like, yeah, you said both. What happened?
Yeah, I'm right. Whatever happens, I'm right.
Oh, you are the worst fortune teller I've ever been to. Or the best, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah.
100% batting. But, all right. Well, I disagree with that. I think it's a horrible take. But, you know, they did lose in the first round to the Suns that one year. They were supposed to just walk through them. So, could happen. Could happen. My last overreaction is a guy I've traditionally been a hater of, but we're in the season of changing our minds about some players. I think Jalen Brunson is underrated.
Okay. I don't get how he's underrated after winning Clutch Player of the Year last year.
Yeah, that's kind of a fake award, let's be honest. Clutch player, like, how do you even determine that? It's just kind of like, yeah, this guy, sure. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. He doesn't get talked about in any MVP conversation.
He doesn't. You're right.
He doesn't get talked about as like all NBA first team, you know. And would he win MVP? No. Would he win all NBA first team? No. But he's probably a top 3 point guard in the league right now.
Yeah, and like whenever anyone talks about the Knicks, it's always Cat. It's always
and Cat's great too. But the Knicks were good before Cat got there.
Yes, they were.
You know what I mean? Like Jalen Brunson was like he took New York from being this mediocre franchise for so long, especially since Carmelo left, and immediately turned them into a contender. Like basically just him. Of course, they got Bridges, Harts, and those other players, but Brunson's been a near 30-point a night scorer.
Yeah, and you put it big picture wise that when Brunson played for the Mavericks, they made it to the finals, and then as soon as he left, the Mavericks haven't been anywhere close.
Yeah, and he's great. Like, I really think, I mean, I've been a hater of his for a while. I'm like, he's too small, this, that, and the other, but man, like, give him some flowers.
Yeah, that's a good point. And he's a fucking dog, too. Like, he's a
dog, dude. He's shooting good percentages, too. Like, and he's a bully, dude. Like, for his size, I think he's 6'1", maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Now we bring all those things in. I agree with that, actually. That's a good point.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. See, Jalen Brunson, underrated.
Yeah, good point. All right. That brings us to our last segment of the day. We all know what it is. It's the air ball. It's the air. Yep, drum roll, whatever you got to do to get you hyped for it. I have a common theme, but this is kind of, I don't know if it's like it's not a dig on this player. But my air ball is in the correlation with John Morant. But with him, he's only picking on 4-year-old Kevin Love to dunk on. That's my air ball. He's got to dunk on somebody else. You know, stop trying to dunk in Kevin Love's career. His career's been over for a while. He's just kind of there in Utah. But stop picking on him. You know.
It sounds more personal of your love for Kevin Love and the Jazz.
Yes. It's a little personal. Like, he missed the dunk, but stop picking on him, man. Like, let him.
To be fair, can you dunk on Kevin Love?
No, probably not.
That's still a grown man. Yeah, it's Kevin Love, but he's like 6'10", you know? You just want to hate on John Morant. This has become a John Morant hate podcast. That's fine. John Morant could be your hate. I got Rudy Gobert. All right. Yeah. So we all got somebody.
That's fair. But yeah, that's my air ball. Stop picking on 4-year-olds. Dunk on somebody else your own age.
Fair enough. What if it was LeBron dunking on Kevin Love? Would that be allowed? That's like 40 on 40 crime.
Yeah, that's like YMCA basketball pickup game. That's fine.
I don't know what YMCA you're playing at, but I'm not seeing 40-year-olds dunk on each other.
Hey,
at the YMCA.
all I'm saying is I went to it wasn't the YMCA, but we were down in Florida and we went to UCF's college and we're playing pickup ball there. There were some old dudes dunking on people at that point. And
that is true.
I was the only white guy there, so I was kind of in awe of all this talent, but I mean,
like, how do you even get that high?
I was like, I can't physically jump that high, man. I can't even shoot. I can dribble with one hand. It's my right one. Call me white Jaylen Brown, honestly. That's all I can do.
Well, my air ball is myself for saying about 15 games ago the Bulls were the best team in the East. That was my overreaction. It was an overreaction. I was pretty, felt good about my reaction too. I was like, I feel solid about this. This is a hot take that's going to age well, and it didn't. So my air ball is myself from like 2 weeks ago.
That's good. Take accountability for that decision there. I probably should have put in there myself. I'll put a second air ball in there and take some accountability on my end. Saying the Pelicans were better than they were because they're trash. So I'll take an air ball on that as well.
Yeah, Pelicans are trash. See, here's the thing about this show. We're going to be honest. We got accountability. We know if we got good takes, which we do. We know if we have bad takes, which we don't, except for when we do, which,
it's very seldom. Yes, exactly. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it today. Pod will be up on YouTube tomorrow night-ish, and then just keep on giving us some love on the socials. We really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace out, guys.